Welcome back, everybody, to Interest, and welcome back to our new campaign trail series. Super excited to be back here doing another one. Last time we were here, hello, I would like to scroll down. Last time we were here, we did 1984 Mondale versus Reagan. We're not going to do that one today. I'm actually not too sure which one I want to do. We're going to kind of scroll through and see which one might be the most fun to do today. There's a couple good options that are available. We could do 2008. We could very easily try and do McCain on that run. There's another one I saw, Joe 2008. Those could be some fun ones. Maybe we do go back to 1984 and try to win again. Obviously, didn't win that one last time. Could do Agnew versus Carter, I believe that one would be, in 76. Of course, Nixon would not be impeached at that rate. But Agnew has his own skeletons, that is for sure. Which one do I want to do? Whichever one we might do, I probably won't know that much about it. But we are certainly going to try. There's one down here. Might do 1912. We're going to do 1912. That's what we're going to do. You have current president, William Howard Taft, the protege of President Theodore Roosevelt, and of course, labor leader Eugene Debs. But I think this one should be Robert M. La Follette as well. No. Oh, this is the three-way between Roosevelt, Taft, and Wilson. Duh. All right, let's continue then. Let's do... Who should we go for? Woodrow Wilson wins this one pretty handily. Taft puts in a poor showing. Roosevelt and his Progressive Party doesn't do that much better. Pretty good showing for an independent party, you could say. We'll go with Teddy Roosevelt. We'll start 30 questions. All right, so a question about us being Roosevelt and handing it over to Taft, who we pretty much hand-selected to be our successor. We are going to, either one, we are going to stay out of the loop, but this one we are going to, obviously, Roosevelt goes on a little bit of an excursion, I believe, to Africa for a little bit, and it is then that he learns about Taft's kind of shortcomings for the progressive movement at that point. So here we're going to take a little bit of a different step and say that we are not necessarily going to do all of that. We've returned to America on an expedited schedule, eager to return to the political debates of the moment. And of course, the questions are not about 1910 or 1911 or the issues that face America today. Rather, all the press can ask about is 1912. So this is about, are we going to run for a third term? Are we going to run for a third term? Which one should we do? We'll do the bottom one. Keep our options open. You've recently received word that Gifford Pinchot, yes, your personal friend and longtime political ally, I believe first head of the Forest Service it was, something along those lines, was fired by Taft after he expressed concerns that Interior Secretary Richard Ballinger misused his powers when he reversed the publicizing of certain water sources. We will send him a private letter. We don't want to publicize this, I wouldn't think. That's just going to kind of pull even more at the already strained relations between us and Taft. Yeah, Taft's popularity going down. On our way to Washington, D.C. for a national speaking tour, President Taft has sent you a telegram offering to let you stay at the White House. Yeah, we'll take him up on that. We're not going to snub him. That would be terrible. In an attempt to assert your role as the de facto party leader, you're set to begin a speaking tour of the Western states to outline your political doctrine and assist potential Republican allies ahead of the midterm elections of 1910, which are due to take place in a couple of months. We're heading to Kansas first. What shall we do? What shall we do? Should we do the bottom one? There comes a point where in this one, if we go up to Taft too much, if we kind of cozy up to the Republican establishment too much, we are just going to end it early, and Taft is going to be the nominee, and we're not going to be any nominee. So we're just going to do broad issues. Alrighty, well, as the midterm elections continue to loom, you have begun to maneuver towards wresting control of the New York Republican Party to ensure that your allies are nominated for statewide offices this year. The convention, tasked with nominating the statewide ticket, is due to convene in a few weeks in upstate New York once the Republican State Committee selects a temporary chairman. Taft has made some reassurances that he shall support your push at this convention. What will your strategy be to secure control of the party? Do we want to bridge the gap between conservatives and progressives, or do we just want to do our guy? We'll just push for our guy. Let's do it. Doesn't seem like it worked out for us. All right, the defeat of the Republicans in the midterms, including your endorsed candidate in New York's gubernatorial election, was certainly a sore spot, but there's some good news for you. That 1911 has not been a good year for Taft. His reciprocity treaty with Canada appears to be on the ropes, and it seems that he has received his first primary challenge, there you go, as Robert La Follette has begun to maneuver towards a campaign against Taft. All right, we're going to enter the campaign when the time is right. We're not going to sit on the sidelines. Yes. As the election year finally rolls around, you finally made a decision. You are throwing your hat in the ring. Many of your advisors believe you must formally declare yourself as a candidate soon and are suggesting that you call to be drafted at Ohio's upcoming constitutional convention. The Follett's campaign has begun to flame out. Some advisors suggest you fine-tune your prepared speech to ensure the momentum stays on your side. I agree. All right, we'll do the bottom one. People of reform. Maybe not. Maybe not. As your campaign for president begins, it becomes clear that Taft has succeeded in building up large majorities in the South as a firewall against you. Though they may be rotten boroughs, the delegates this region provides may be crucial in determining the outcome at the convention. They may be a roadblock for many paths towards your nomination. Do you have any strategies to deal with this stronghold? What shall we do? Could do the second one. Current strategy, stay north and west. We could also say, how solid is this region for Taft? We'll do that one. It might hurt us a little bit. Oh, perfect. Let's go. Let's go. The primary season has kicked into full swing. Numerous primaries are due to be held over the next few weeks. Illinois, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, North Dakota, and most notably, the big prize, New York at this point. Voters in these states, unlike most, will have the ability to directly decide who represents the state at the 1912 Republican Convention. Taft's greatest weakness shall, of course, be during this process. We probably should go for New York. Or we could do Pennsylvania and Illinois. Let's do that. Uh-oh, that didn't work out. More states, Massachusetts, Oregon, Maryland, and Nebraska, are due to hold their primaries shortly. While you hold an advantage here, your goal is not just to win, but to win big and narrow the gap between you and Taft further. Some advisors are suggesting you visit Oregon, while others believe other states are far more important and less remote than Oregon. I would agree. We'll go to Massachusetts. Win all 4 of the primaries, clean sweep, and our campaign continues. Final set of primaries, California, New Jersey, South Dakota, and Ohio. Your allies and campaign staff believe that you will need to use these primary contests to further diminish Taft's institutional advantage going into the convention with stances such as court stances such as court reform still proving controversial. Some advisors are suggesting a change in course on the matter as you campaign against Taft in these final weeks. What shall you do? We could drop. Yeah, dropping court reform might be the best option with it being controversial. We'll go to Ohio. Swept all 4 of the primaries, picking up almost 100 delegates compared to only 16 for Taft. He is unpopular. We're making the right decisions. It's now the start of the RNC, and the selection of the convention chair, nominally a formality, if I could speak, may prove crucial in deciding the fate of the handful of contested delegates at the convention. You have heard that Taft's men have proposed Mr. Elihu Root, a member of your old cabinet, for the role. Meanwhile, the La Follette camp has proposed Governor McGovern of Wisconsin. We need to stop Taft. We'll support McGovern. Yes. Ooh, and Elihu Root is the one. That is not good for us. We are not going to get the contested delegates. And it's the only option we have. Your men can count, at least you think they can, but the numbers, they aren't adding up. They do a head count, then another. Your aides do math on their handkerchief. No one has a majority, it seems. If you want the nomination, you're going to need your allies to start making moves sooner rather than later. Oh my goodness. Should we work with La Follette? I mean, he's a progressive too. We'll do it. And they back us. And we do it. All right. Your nomination only became possible thanks to the support of Senator La Follette, who reluctantly saw an opportunity to sneak his way onto the ticket, being VP. The gentleman's agreement said that Follette would be placed into his nomination for the role of your running mate, and you have been told that this has just occurred. What are your thoughts on this most unusual ticket? I mean, it would be... La Follette is going to... never got the Republican nomination. Only a progressive or third-party candidate at this point. It's hard to say whether or not it would be better or worse to leave him off or bring him on, but at this point, I would say leaving him off and taking his votes off from us as well would be worse. And we bring him on. And we are going to get absolutely romped at this rate. That is the first look at the map. Pennsylvania is in our corner, and the Northeast is in our corner alongside New Jersey. We'll start New York. With the convention now wrapped up, you are due to give a formal acceptance speech outside of Oyster Bay, New York. This speech is expected to formally kick off the campaign and set the tone and issues you and Mr. Wilson will battle on in the arena. What shall you focus on during the speech? Say great strides in economic and political reformations. That might be the best one. We were a popular president. After the convention, the campaign begins. To what extent do you support recent proposals to move away from nominating conventions and instead hold primary elections for parties? I'm not too sure how popular this is at this point. You would assume it would be popular. Obviously, party bosses and establishment politicians at this point probably wouldn't like it. We're far-ish away removed from stalwart and half-breed Republicans, kind of that style of corruption. But there's probably still some remnants of it here. But I would assume a lot of people would be in favor of primary elections. This is a perfect reform for state and local elections, along with the popular election of senators. We could say that. Or we could just encourage it and not be too progressive on it and alienate conservatives. Alrighty, well, it doesn't seem like it helped us. Let's go to Illinois. We're going to get thumped here. Over the past few years, you have proposed a series of policies and programs that you call new nationalism. It is a bold list of proposals and one that your advisors believe might tear apart the party during the campaign. Would you be willing to drop aspects of this platform in order to push party unity? I mean, we might as well just drop the tariff issue. We're going to have to do something or else we're going to get blown out. It's one thing to stand for morals in real life, but in a game, you can be shifty. What does that do for us? Nothing. It just strengthens our resolve. We're losing Connecticut, pretty much, so that's great. One might have expected that Champ Clark, incumbent Speaker of the House, would have coasted to the nomination and stumbled his way into the White House. However, despite getting a majority after 10 ballots, New Jersey Governor Woodrow Wilson was able to secure the Democratic nomination after almost 50 ballots in a long battle that may change the course of the party forever. Do you have any comments to make regarding this nomination? Painting him as an academic, it might not help us because he was very academic in his time as president, and I think that benefited him a lot. Throwing into a doubt his progressivism might help. We should do that. Question his progressivism. And Wilson being on the ticket does not seem to be helping us. Great. No, we kind of just gotta stick to the Northeast, you know? Shoot. One topic that Mr. Wilson is eager to attack you on is your idea of so-called good trust. He has attempted to needle you on this claim, instead arguing that there can be no good monopolies in the economy. Would you like to clarify your stance or fight back here? This could say they become less and less common. I could say it's socialist. It could help our economy. Maybe we'll do the top one. Break from previous stances. Yeah, we're gonna get thumped, bro. Your advisors are noticing a surplus of funds that they wish to invest in. How do we have a surplus of funds, bro? Who the hell who is donating to us? We'll do the Midwest. Yeah, not doing much for us, brother. Not gonna lie. I mean, we're gonna do better than Taft would have or Roosevelt would have done, for sure. But we'll go to Illinois. Should a system be put in place to recall judges from their post? If so, to what extent should this apply? Local base is probably our best bet. Oh, it leads us to attacks on both sides. Currently, women hold the right to vote in several states out west, and universal suffrage for women is a topic that has grown in political support. Do you support a constitutional amendment to give women the right to vote? If we get on top of this over Wilson, I think that might benefit us. Maybe we say state by state. Yeah, it's not working. We're not doing great. This one is a struggle bus, that's for sure. We'll go to Michigan. We're kind of close there. The idea of an 8-hour workday has become more and more common in a variety of industries. This is a policy you would support if elected as president again? Absolutely. 10-hour workday? People are going to hate us. Alrighty. They like that. Nobody else does, really, apparently. Do you believe the Republicans are right in regard to the need for higher tariffs to encourage domestic production? If I could speak, that'd be dope. Oh, this is one I'm not too privy on. Yeah, we're not doing good. We're not doing good. Let's go to New York. We're flipping New York. Ooh, 45 votes. Ooh. Trust monopolies have long been considered a key issue in the last decade or so, with your battles with Standard Oil being a prime example of the type of trust busting that has become more and more common. Do you want to defend your stance on trusts? Let's say just be broad about it. Support current laws, believe in further improvements. Do that, yeah. The nomination of a Follett on a ticket rooted not in ideology but opposition to Roosevelt has certainly drawn the ire of many business leaders. Still, Fighting Bob is a good speaker and it would benefit you to put up a decent performance. Where would you like to send him on him to campaign? We'll put him in Wisconsin, man. Or we can just do whole Midwest. Yeah, we'll do that. We ain't winning those states, man. We're not winning much. We'll go to New York. Oh, brother. The campaign expected to come to a close. You must prepare the location for your final round of campaign speeches. Oh, no. We'll go to New York. I mean, what else are we going to do, you know? This is bad outing. Bad outing. Way worse than I thought it was going to be. Final speech. At a rally outside of New York City near your home in Oyster Bay, many of your most fervent supporters and those still on the fence are here to see you discuss the issues of the day in a potentially close race against Governor Wilson. Yeah, this shit is not going to be close. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a period of reform, and we need great men who are up to the task of leading this process. Why not? All right, let's see what happens. We're going to lose, but by how much? How bad are we going to get our butt whooped? We shall see. Indiana, Kentucky. First one's even here. Gotta love it. Yeah, it ain't looking good. It's not looking good. I mean, these were all deeply Democratic states at this point, though. We knew this was going to happen. We got Vermont. We have 4 electoral votes. We can do this. No, we can't. He's already at 165. Texas is going to put him over. Yeah, it's not looking good. How many? That has 20 electoral votes at this point. I thought I had more. Pennsylvania, we got boom. We'll be lucky. We'll get over 100, hopefully. Better showing than... Yeah, we lose. Man, that's terrible. We might not even get New York. I don't think we'll get New Jersey either. Wilson's home state. Man, this is rough. I mean, we're not going to win Michigan. We get New York. We get New Jersey. We get 141 electoral votes. That's something, I guess. How many does California have? 13? Yeah, Michigan is not going to... We're going to lose Michigan as well. I don't know why it's taking this long. I mean, I know it's going to be close, but we're not going to win it. Yeah. 390 to 141. We get thumped. Unfortunately, you've lost the election in a decisive fashion. Number of possible explanations. Taft and his loyalists may have not forgiven your primary challenge. Deb's socialist run. Perhaps the Democratic Party's progressive bent was seen as a preferable option. Regardless, you fell far short of victory. Yeah, even that feels like an understatement. We only win New England and Pennsylvania, which is rough. But they have a lot of electoral votes. The fact that we win, how many states is that? 9? And we get 141 electoral votes is ridiculous. 9 more of these scattered around, and we're at 280, which is also ridiculous. So, well, we are going to end it there after a pretty poor showing. Maybe next time we give another crack at the 1984 Mondale-Reagan one and see if we can't win that. Put in a better showing than we did today on our new campaign trail series. So thank you guys so much for watching that pretty poor performance. And I'll see you next time where hopefully we do a lot better.